So you can see how it goes both ways. Okay, here's my perspective. You're going to tell people in Michigan in the summertime to not go outside. Are they going to do that or not? No. You're going to tell them if you are going to go outside, wear long pants and long sleeve shirts. They're not going to do that. Are you going to tell them to wear repellent every moment that they're outside? They're not going to do that. Or if they do, the repellent is going to wear off after you mow the lawn for 15 or 20 minutes. You're sweating and repellent's no longer effective. And in fact, if you read the little language on the repellent containers, cans of off, for example, other kinds of repellents, it says do not reapply frequently right on them. So are we telling people to apply repellent frequently when the ingredients are not to be reapplied frequently? So all of those things don't make any sense. They're not going to be effective interventions. So I'm honest with you, if we are sincerely interested in doing something about West Nile virus infection, we have to kill mosquitoes.
So West Nile virus wasn't as bad as we all thought it was.
I know, but it's horrible because some of my friends are still afraid of getting it.
But it seems as though the media and television and news is all blowing it way out of proportion.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like being overrepresented or underrepresented. I think I'm going to go talk to the senior editor of the state news. My friend knows him, so see what I can find out.
You could try and get a hold of that author that wrote that article that I was telling you guys about that made it sound like an epidemic.
Okay. I'll talk to a media professor, see if he has anything to say about it.
Sounds good.
Good luck, guys. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, same crunchy time, same crunchy place.
All right.
We have a concept in media research called agenda setting. And agenda setting refers to the fact that when the media choose to emphasize the same thing, when different media choose to emphasize the same thing, it becomes important to people. It becomes more important to people. It is higher on their agenda of what they think is important. One tracks frequency of stories in the media and relative importance of different issues to the public. So you have a two-dimensional graph. And there were two incidents that increased the importance of the AIDS issue. Both were related to celebrities. The first was not Magic Johnson, whom you're aware of. That was the second one. The first, Rock Hudson. And we had a Hollywood star of great magnitude who died of AIDS, and the issue of AIDS shot up in terms of public poll of importance as it had never gone before. Then it dropped down again, and then years later when Magic Johnson got AIDS and announced it, it shot back up again in terms of perceived public importance. And that's the agenda setting kind of function.
Just newsworthiness can be anything from A to Z. I don't think people always want to read about murders. I don't think people always want to read about shootings and killings and things like that. I mean, I think they want some fun stuff to read about, and I think they want things that's just of interest, something that piques their interest.
We are members of the Associated Press, so what that provides us with is we have access to the wire. And any stories that the Associated Press moves throughout the day, we have the ability to put in our newspaper to access. And they put out features too. They put out something called a day book, which is a list of the major news events taking place around the country and around the state and around the world. Journalism is a tricky industry because many times you start out the day without knowing what you're going to need to be an expert on by the end of the day. And in the matter of a few hours, you have to get briefed and you have to get up to date on really complex topics. There are a set of news values we use to judge what is and is not newsworthy. They include things like timeliness, did it happen recently? Impact, how many of our readers are going to be affected by the information we're sharing with them? Proximity, how close to our community is it happening? What I know about West Nile virus is that it affects maybe like 1 in 150 people get serious symptoms from it. 80% of the people who get it don't show any symptoms at all. And I know that the people in the media have, sometimes the state news included, have jumped up and down on it and said, oh my God, the world is coming to an end, which has been interesting. I think there are buzzwords that get the attention of people in the media. One of them is health crisis. And if you know that the CDC is interested in something, if you know that people are dying, and people were dying from West Nile virus, you want to get that information out to the public. And many times when it's a new disease that people haven't heard about, there's the unknown factor, the mystery factor that makes it a good story to tell.
In our investigations, we found that the risk of actually getting West Nile virus is minimal to humans in comparison to other diseases. In 2002, the year of highest infection, there were approximately 600 reported human cases of West Nile virus in Michigan, which really is not that much when considering we are a state of approximately 9 million people. The media professionals we spoke to attributed the multitude of stories on West Nile virus to its novelty and its unknown risks. They feel that even though it may have been misrepresented, it is important that stories on West Nile virus are covered.
The medical professionals we interviewed felt as we did, that this disease was misrepresented by the news. They did, however, show an appreciation for the ability of the televised and print media to reach mass amounts of public and notify them of the risk, no matter how small. We found we should appreciate the ability of the media to get news of new unknown diseases to the public, but should be skeptical of what we hear. We should not live in fear of the new disease of the day, but should educate ourselves and take the necessary precautions. We should not cower indoors, hiding from the killer mosquitoes, but during high-risk times of the year, we should dress appropriately when heading outdoors.
So, want to go to Sanford Woodlot?